from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Good evening and welcome to the National News broadcast, bringing to you live from the National News Studios here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. We're ready to bring you the top stories here at home and around the world. I'm Charita Vinipurarachi, and let's move on to the headlines for tonight's news. Cuban-Sri Lanka leaders hold bilateral talks. A committee has been appointed to investigate into the Channel 4 allegations over the Easter Sunday attack. Minister Bandula Gunawardhana lodged a complaint to the CID. Norbert Aigamage's new novel wins the State Literary Awards for fiction. New AntiCorruption Act and Central Bank Act are effective from today. The European Central Bank raises interest rates to all-time high. On to those other stories in detail now, and starting off with the top local story. President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is now on an official visit to Cuba, has met Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel Bermudez and held bilateral discussions. President Wickremesinghe is in Cuba now to address the G77 plus China Leaders Summit. The bilateral talks were held yesterday at the Cuban Revolutionary Palace. President Ranil Wickremesinghe was warmly welcomed there and offered a guard of honor by the Cuban army. After mutual discussions, the two leaders held bilateral talks. The Cuban leader said that Sri Lankan president's visit to Cuba is highly appreciated and recalled the long-lasting friendship between the two states. A strong international cooperation prevails between Sri Lanka and Cuba. Cuba also thanked Sri Lanka for the support extended to the UN resolution to remove the sanctions against Cuba. President Wickremesinghe then appreciated Cuba for its support given to Sri Lanka over its human rights problems at the international forums. President Ranil Wickremesinghe extended an invitation to Cuban president for a visit in Sri Lanka. The Cuban president warmly accepted the invitation. Secretary to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Aruni Vijayawardena, Sri Lankan ambassador in Cuba Lakshit Ratnayaka, the Foreign Ministry Director General for UN and Multilateral Activities Rekha Gunasekara, President's Private Secretary Sandra Pereira was also present at this occasion.
I spoke with your president and we've discussed of strengthening the ties between Cuba and Sri Lanka. We've also asked for exchange on views and having an agreement in the field of medicine and health, also in regard to sports trainers, and we can also give some help and advice in regard to the growing of coconut. But more than that, we have agreed that we will work together to strengthen the South, and as usual, we continue to support Cuba and to keep supporting the resolutions you bring up in the UN. Similarly, Cuba will support us in respect of the human rights resolutions that are being brought against Sri Lanka.
And meanwhile, President Ranil Wickremesinghe has appointed a committee to investigate into the Channel 4 allegations over the Easter Sunday attack. The committee is headed by retired Supreme Court Judge S.I. Imam, retired Air Force Commander Air Chief Marshal Jalad Virakodi and President's Council Harshay J. De Souza are the other members. And meanwhile, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardhana says that providing Aswasuma benefits to the needy families has been further extended. The Premier revealed this fact participating in the District Secretaries' conference held in the Temple Trace today. The Prime Minister focused his attention over the existing problems in providing Aswasuma benefits. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardhana said that Aswasma program should be completed properly. However, it has been extended for the convenience of the beneficiaries. District secretaries intervened to solve many problems with regard to the selection of beneficiaries. It is essential to get the support of all related parties. They also discussed the possible distorted situations that can be erupted due to the prevailing inclement weather. The Prime Minister pointed out that need to granting sustainable solutions for such problems. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardhana said that when it rains, floods occur. As the government, we pay compensation of millions of rupees. When floods reside, officials would be silent again. When problem again erupts when floods occur. There is no long-term solution for this matter. Therefore, all relevant factions should focus attention to end this problem once for all. The local government bodies must focus attention on the families who reside in near banks and flooding areas. The matter should be discussed in preparing development plans. State Minister Janaka Vakumbura and Ashok Priyantha and Parliamentarian Patali Champika Ranavika were also present as this discussion. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardhana lodged a complaint at the Crime Investigations Department today against a person who had levelled several allegations against him. The minister says that person has retired to be a member of a railway trade union. The minister therefore requested the CID to start an investigation into the incident immediately. The minister has lodged his complaint for about 2.5 hours at the CID today. Then the minister informed the media regarding this matter. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardhana said that a railway employee, an engine driver who is residing at the railway official quarters, has said that all ills of the railway departments have occurred due to the corrupted and deceitful actions of me as the minister. That person has attempted to create an anti-social opinion against me. This is a crime. Therefore, I asked the CID to investigate into this criminal act. They had also said that I, as the minister, have done some activities without calling tenders. I have not done any actions in this caliber. The tenders given to the Indian companies are applicable to the years 2001, 2016 and 2019. I accepted this ministry after the year 2022. During this period, I have not called any tender for the railway department. These railway employees are attempting to instigate fear psychos among the people who are committed to build up the bankrupted country again. Their aim is to put the country into a narky situation again. Thereafter, the minister went to the Commission for Investigate Bribery or Corruptions and requested the officials to start an investigation against the allegations of corruption levelled against him. And meanwhile, the State Literary Awards Festival 2023 was held at the Elphinstone Theatre in Colombo yesterday under the patronage of Minister Vidura Vikramanayake. The awarding ceremony was held this year for the 65th occasion. The ceremony was jointly organised by the Ministry of Cultural Affairs, Department of Cultural Affairs, Sri Lanka Arts Council and the State Literary Advisory Council. 41 state literary awards were conferred under 19 literary fields in the 3 languages. Shobha Piris was awarded with the Best Literary Award in the Children's Story category. Sanjay Vikramarajchi was selected for the award of the Best Children's Novel in the 2nd category titled Sanda Tarunayo. Dinesh Gunathilaka Samaravikrama won the highest award for Best Science Fiction titled Sakwala Chakraya. Kasun Samaratunga won the award for the Best Youth Novel titled Ja Ja Ding. The Sinhala translation of youth novel titled Lizard of Oze by Pramodi Nilvala Heva Vitarna won the Best Award in Translation category. The translated drama titled Bedde Silindu by Chitra Jayatilaka was awarded as the Best Drama. Sasanka Pereira and Indu Gamage won the award for the Best Translated Collection of Poetry titled Tutin Pirigia Ekmotak. Muhammale Sulanga, written by J.G. Sarat Ananda, was awarded as the Best Translated Collection of Short Stories. The Best Translated Novel award was conferred to Rani Sena Ratna Rajapaksha for her book Mark Twain Huckleberry Finn. Ashoka Handagama was awarded for the Best Stage Drama titled Anti-Kadayaka Maranayak. Lakshanta Tukorala won the award for the Best Collection of Poetry titled Hangum Gangehi Hangila. The best collection of short stories is by Eric Eleaparachi titled Surya Klante and Other Stories. The best literary research book was written by Vajira Nalinda Jayatilaka under the title of Paintings of Solius Mendis at New Kalani Viharaya. The award for best novel was won by Norbert Ayage for his novel Kura Handeki Viekena.
Kura Handeki Viekena Kudiya Rachana kala Norbert Ayagamage.
The State Literary Festival was initiated in 1957. 3 literary geniuses were honoured with the once-in-lifetime award Sahitya Ratna at this ceremony. Gerald Herbert Perez was conferred this award for English medium. K. Shatanathan was honoured in the Tamil medium. Emeritus Professor Sunanda Mahendra was honoured for the Sinhala medium. And meanwhile, moving on to more local stories, the Central Bank Act that was passed to make the central bank an independent body will be effective from today. Acting Finance Minister Ranjit Siambalapatia says that this new act will impose stern restrictions for money printing. Acting Finance Minister Ranjit Siambalapatia said that the special feature of this act is that the central bank will become more independent body. It is a request by many relevant parties. According to the new act, there are very limited opportunities for the government to make requests from the central bank to print money. Even in a significant instant, 5% of the treasury bonds approved by the budget can be printed. There are 2 control boards in the central bank, namely General Control Board and the Monetary Policy Board. The Secretary to the Treasury does not take part in these 2 boards. He is not a member as well. By this act, the central bank is entrusted with a target of maintaining a definite inflation rate in the country. The central bank is bound to answer the parliament in case of failure to maintain it. The parliament will have the power to call the governor to the parliament for clarifications. And the new Anti-Corruption Act will be effective from today. Minister of Justice and Constitutional Reforms Dr. Vijayadas Rajapaksa says that this new act has been prepared to minimize frauds and corruptions in the country. Several new offences have also been included in this act to minimize corruption. The minister made these remarks participating in a media briefing held in Colombo today. Minister Dr. Vijayadas Rajapaksa said that the new act is leading to more independent actions against frauds and corruptions. The new act is also covering new fields of frauds and corruption. This act will specifically cover the sections that are not included in the previous Bribery Act and the Act of Declaring Assets and Liabilities. Some social groups, including the politicians, public representatives, members of the independent commissions, diplomatic officials, executive officials, and many other individuals are subjected to this new act. The government is now preparing in this legal framework in a very strong manner.
තානාපති සේවයේ මහ කොමසාරිස්වරු සහ තානාපතිවරු විධායක ශ්‍රේණි නිලධාරීන් යන ආදී කාණ්ඩ මීට ඇතුළත් වෙලා තියෙනවා. මේ නීති රාමුව ඉතාමත්ම ශක්තිමත් ලෙස මේ වන විට අපි සකස් කරමින් පවතිනවා.
The Act to protect victims and witnesses has also been enforced from today. Minister Dr. Vijayadas Rajapaksa said that in granting the jurisdiction of surety and bails to the appeals court, people had to face unexpected injustices in numerous occasions. Under the new Act, any person who violates these laws cannot escape. The Act has enforced serious punishments for the culprits. And moving to the victory of the Sri Lankan cricket team, Sri Lanka has qualified for the finals of the Asia Cup cricket tournament by a sharp victory against Pakistan. The match was played yesterday at the R. Premadasa grounds in Colombo.
Pakistan versus Sri Lanka.
The match was reduced to 45 overs per innings as rain curtailed the play. Pakistan won the toss and elected to bat first. As the rain hit again, the match was restricted to 42 overs. Then Pakistan scored 252 runs for 7 wickets. Mohammad Rizwan and Iftikhar Ahmed maintained a partnership of 108 runs for 7 wickets. Mohammad Rizwan scored 86 not out and Iftikhar Ahmed scored 47 runs. In bowling, Matisha Patirana claimed 3 wickets and Pramod Madushan 2 wickets.
Good use of the feet, really good use of the feet. That's high, should be taken, short delivery, being his taken, what a start,
It's over.
Oh, that's a good one. You spoke up. Down the wicket, Rizwan. Does he get enough of it? Well, it's one bounce.
That's big. That's huge. Oh, that's good. What a catch.
Great rally indeed towards the end.
Under the Duckworth-Lewis system, Sri Lanka was given a target of 252 runs in 42 overs for victory. Sadira Samaravikrama and Kusal Mendis built a partnership of 100 runs for the fourth wicket. Kusal Mendis scored 91 runs. Sadira Samaravikrama scored 48 runs. The last over, Sri Lanka needed 8 runs. Charita Salanka, showing mature playing style, drove Sri Lanka to victory by scoring 2 runs from the last ball. Charita Salanka scored not out 49 runs. Kusal Mendis was named the man of the match. Mahisha Patiruna was injured during the play and Sri Lanka cricket is to take a decision on him following a scan.
Should get a couple of half centuries before this. Placed
That was a slower delivery.
Down leg side, he played that shot. There's a fielder there. Will it cut it off? Yaharis.
Stumped.
looks a good shot.
Oh, this is a good one. Really good one. Oh, Abyss. Oh, good catch. Very good catch indeed.
Waiting, which means the umpires will have.
Packed house, but does he pick out the fielder? Up and over. Gets it past. In the air. Over the top. Full toss. Does it go all the way? No, it doesn't go. Net. He's gone. Good shot. He will pick up a single.
Asia Cup cricket tournament was held this year for the 16th occasion. Sri Lanka and India have qualified for the Asia Cup finals for the 9th time this year. India has become the champions for 5 times and Sri Lanka 3 times. Sri Lanka has qualified for Asia Cup finals of ODI or T20 categories for the 13th time this year. And now a few more local news items in brief. Colombo Magistrates Court today ordered former cricketer Sachitra Seranayake to be further remanded until the 25th of this month. The Deputy Solicitor General informed the court that if he was released on bail, there would be negative influence to investigations. He has been remanded under a charge of match fixing. Former President Maithripala Sirisena requests the Supreme Court today to reconsider the allegations levelled against him over the Easter Sunday attacks. He made this request when 12 concluded fundamental right petitions with regard to the Easter Sunday attack were resummoned today. These petitions were resummoned following a motion filed by several parties including Archbishops, His Eminence Malcolm Cardinal Ranjit. The appeal court today ordered the suspect Nadun Chintaka Wickramaratne alias Harakhata to not to be transferred to a new place from the place he was detained at prison, currently without the permission of the courts. The suspect is now in the custody of the CID. 18 persons had minor injuries when a bus carrying a group of school students met with an accident. The students had come to take part in a seminar at the Nanotechnology Institute in Homagama. The bus that met with the accident had come to Homagama from Narammala. A school student of Panamura in Abelupitia have died by an attack from a domesticated elephant. The elephant was brought to take part in the Perahara organised by the Kavantisa Vihara in Panamura. The mahout has been taken into custody. Wildlife officials of Palanarua are attempting to rescue a mother and a baby elephant that have been trapped in the mud in a tributary of Mahabali River. Our correspondent says that the calf was rescued short while ago and a mission is still underway to save the mother elephant. And the governor of the northwestern province, Lakshman Yapa Bewardhana, says that the legal actions will be taken against the persons who maintain mosquito-breeding places in their premises even after they were enlightened on the risk of dengue fever. He added the special programs are now underway in the northwestern province to eradicate the disease.
Dengue වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි. ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන්. ඩෙංගු නැති හැටක්.
Special attention has been focused to control breeding of dengue mosquitoes in the province during this rainy season. Public awareness programs have been commenced from the 11th to today with the surveillance of health authorities and the police officers. Programs are also held to clean the environment.
ඩෙංගෝ වගකීම අපේ අරමුණයි. ජාතික රූපවාහිනිය සමග මෝටීන් ඩෙංගු නැති හැටක්.
We all consider about the age. Age is not a barrier for winning the targets of education. It's only a need of perseverance, interest and dedication. So this is a story about a courageous mother who was conferred with a postgraduate degree at the age of 97 years. She is Vidanage Leelavati Eslin Dharmaratna. She carries out her affairs as a journalist, artist and a housewife all by herself. Her hobby is reading books. She has started her professional career as a notary public. She said that she had passed the notary examination in 1952. Island first, her husband was also a notary public. After the death of her husband, she had looked after 6 daughters. She has successfully completed master's degree in the Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies in the University of Kelaniya. Her topic of dissertation at the age of the masters is the historical lifestyle depicted in the wooden carving at the Ambaki Dewale in Kandy. The courageous mother has become exemplary to the entire society through her perseverance in winning targets. With that courageous story, we're moving for a short commercial break. Stay tuned with international news after this break.
කොළඹ ජාත්‍යන්තර පොත් ප්‍රදර්ශනය 2023 සැප්තැම්බර් 22 සිට ඔක්තෝබර් 1 දක්වා පෙරවරු 9 සිට රාත්‍රී 9 තෙක් BMIC චිරි සංවිධානය ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොත් ප්‍රකාශකයින්ගේ සංගමය.
ප්‍රීමා කොතුමි සන්තමයි.
Welcome back with international news. And the euro fell to a 6-month low after the European Central Bank raised interest rates to a record high, but hinted that the move might be the last in its campaign of monetary tightening. The euro traded as low as $1.0632 yesterday after ECB policymakers announced their decision to increase interest rates by a quarter a percentage point to a record high of 4%. It was down 0.8% to $1.0644 by the end of the New York trading day. In a statement published alongside the decision, the European Central Bank said the rates have reached levels that, maintained for a sufficiently long duration, will make a substantial contribution to the timely return of inflation to the target. The bank's policy decisions come amidst highlighting the investor anxiety over a looming economic downturn, with the European Commission of having recently downgraded its growth forecast for a 27-country union to 0.8% this year and 1.4% in 2024. Moving to United States, the US President Joe Biden's son Hunter Biden has been indicted by federal prosecutors in connection with a gun charge. It was the first time in US history the Justice Department has charged the child of a sitting president. The 3 charges include making false statement on a federal firearms forum of a possession of a firearm as a prohibited person. Court filings show that a summons was issued yesterday for him to appear in court for an initial appearance on the charges, though it is unclear when where the initial appearance would take place. Hunter Biden is currently in California. A source familiar with the matter told CNN, adding that any plan for a self-surrender or initial appearance, including the date and location, still needs to be worked out. It is an extraordinary turn of events after his original plea deal collapsed and potentially sets up a dramatic trial in the middle of his father's 2024 re-election bid. House Republicans have also announced an impeachment inquiry into the president in relation to Hunter Biden's business ventures.
Prima Kutumi, Santamai.
Welcome back with your sports update and cricket and about the World Cup One Day International Cricket Trophy. The trophy of the World Cup One Day International Cricket Tournament was brought to the Cinnamon Grand Hotel premises in Colombo this morning. Sri Lanka's skipper of ODI and T20 teams Dashan Shanaka, young players Dunit Walalage and Matisha Patirana were present at this occasion. They posed for photographs at this event. The World Cup was brought to the Independence Square premises this evening for display for the general public.
Prima Kottumi, Pantamai.
Yes, that's a wrap-up of tonight's news. Do it just tomorrow at the very same time. Stay safe. Good night.